And there's no any other way out than for us to continue fighting until we get that leader that understands that the only way forward is to understand that the power belongs to the people, and it is the people that determines what happens. It is not the leaders that are supposed to determine what happens to us. It is we, the people, that decides and determine what direction the leaders go to. Okay. Right. Hello. Hello, Nigerians. I appreciate your time. Thank you for listening to me. What I just want to say going forward is that we Nigerians, we still have a lot. We have a lot to do. We have a lot of sacrifice to make in Nigeria. We have obvious leaders, but these leaders that we have, they are leaders that are not making things to happen in Nigeria. But these leaders are not going to make anything to happen until me and you decide to make it happen. The revolution, the protest that goes on in Nigeria need to catapult into a bigger protest. And then we can talk about how we are going to change the country. It's so unfortunate, like I've always said, we have a situation where we have leaders who don't care about the Nigerian people. The only people they care about is themselves. And these leaders that we have are not going to change until you and I decide to change. And what do I mean by us changing? I mean we have to do things differently. We have to do things in such a way that these leaders have never seen before. So at the moment, a lot of people are protesting on hunger. But we need to make sure from this protest of hunger, we try and revolt. And when I mean revolt, I don't mean that we Nigerians should go and start fighting this government. You see, this current government that we have today, you can see the way that they have decided, even before the protest starts, they have decided to shut the protest down. And that is the kind of leaders that we are dealing with. Because these leaders, they know and they understand that the power lies with the people. And the day that we, the Nigerian people, decide to stand up and do the right thing, these leaders will back off. So if you look at the situation of a governor having 200 aides, 2,000 aides, 3,000 aides, the only thing that these people are doing is that they continue to employ aides, not because they needed their help in any way. They pay the aides salaries off the back of me and you at the expense of the Nigerian people. They pay these aides for one reason, so that these aides, when it comes to election, when it comes to putting all these aides out, in order to come and do toggery for them, in order to make the lives of Nigerians difficult. This is the situation that these leaders are creating. Until the day we, the Nigerian people, come together and understand that numbers is important. And the day we decide to live our lives or put our lives on the line, and that is the only time we are going to have changes in Nigeria. But you see, if we continue to sit idle, if we continue to sit at home, believing that these leaders are going to make these changes to happen, it will never happen. Believe you me, there's no problem with Nigeria whatsoever. As you and I know, the biggest problem that we have is the leaders that we have. But the other problem that we have is the followership. Because in a situation where you have about 300 people come out to protest, then you have millions and millions in their houses doing nothing. And these are the same people that are shouting that things are difficult. Things are difficult. But what have you done, or what are you doing in order to make sure that these changes happen? You see, these leaders that we have, they are working so hard. As we speak today, they are putting their children in positions. And these children are the ones that are going to take over from these leaders that we think we have. And it just be a situation of father like son. And our children are going to continue to be in this situation. So I'm calling on all Nigerians. I'm not saying you should go out there and protest, because we all saw what happened. The Nigerian government are ready to take you down if you decide to protest, or if you decide to raise any revolution, or you revolt against the Nigerian government. They will take you down. But the one thing I can promise you is that we all need to come together in one force and make sure that country becomes the country that belongs to the ordinary Nigerian people. And I'll tell you how we can do it. We've had some elections in the past. And like I said, all these employees of these governors that they turn into toggeries, these are the guys that come on the election day and make sure that they mar that election. Now, I am telling you, the secret way out of this is for you and I to make sure that that one day that they gave us on our election day, once every 4 years or once every 8 years, this is the opportunity for us, we Nigerians, to come out, pick the kind of leader that we think we need, rally around that leader, drop our manifesto onto his laps, or whatever party that is going to come behind, and make sure that he sits and abide by every single thing on that manifesto. And for any reason that this leader fails to follow the agreement with the Nigerian people, then we will revolt and make sure that we take this leader out. And that is the way we need to fight going forward. You see, all these protests, all this revolution, they are not going to work, because the Nigerian government, as much as you as a business person, as a family person, you want to protect your investment, you want to protect your family, so do these leaders that we have currently. They want to protect their family and their investment. And Nigeria is the investment of these wicked leaders. And we, the Nigerian people, have to come out in our forces, irrespective of what is going to happen on that election day. Before the election day, we need to identify the kind of leader that we need to bring forward. And all this set of old leaders that we have been having, we need to get rid of them. And how do we get rid of these old leaders? It's very simple. We need to pick someone within ourselves and rally around him. On that election day, that is the only time Nigerian government will not come out with guns blazing and shooting you dead and killing we Nigerians. That election day, we need to use that opportunity, come out and elect that one person. Even if this person hasn't got seal pass, if he hasn't got anything, we just need somebody with character. We need somebody who will understand the pains of Nigerians. And that is the kind of person we need to elect. I believe if you have watched one or two of my videos, you will understand where I'm coming from. We cannot continually to blame these leaders. Just like some people will say, you can hear what these leaderships, what they say most of the time. They will tell you that Buhari gave so much money to the governors that it is the responsibility of the citizens to go to these governors and demand their rights. For me, I say no to that, because the governors that you cannot even see, the governors that are in bulletproof cars, the governors that are followed in front and back by 50 or 100 exotic cars, how does an ordinary citizen get to see that kind of governor? How? So it is not the responsibility of any citizen to make anything happen in any country. These leaders are paid huge sum of money to make sure that the lives and property, security of all Nigerians is intact. The responsibility of security does not lie with the citizens, particularly in Nigeria, because even when you make that call, nobody is going to show up. But in the West, yes, I agree with that. You make a call, they show up. So that is how it's happening. And there's no any other way out than for us to continue fighting until we get that leader that understands that the only way forward is to understand that the power belongs to the people, and it is the people that determines what happens. It is not the leaders that are supposed to determine what happens to us. It is we, the people, that decides and determine what direction the leaders go to.